What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that is the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What that does is that it helps to make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm. Second, if you're new to the channel or maybe you've been ghost watching for quite some time now, do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to inform your family and friends of this news and information, and that also helps to give me a little boost in the YouTube algorithm. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And boy, oh boy, we're headed back to Florida. We're headed back to Florida today with Ron DeSantis, and it looks like he is sending out the troops to the coast in order to prepare for a potential mass Haitian exodus, to which a multitude of Haitian migrants may potentially be coming to the shores of Florida. So he's sending out the troops essentially to make sure that that doesn't happen, right? So let's get into this news clip right now. I believe it's from CBS Miami for a little bit more information that's detailed. So let's get into that clip right now.
Turning now to the escalating crisis in Haiti, the U.S. is sending a team of Marines to the nation's capital city, Port-au-Prince, in an effort to help protect the U.S. Embassy.
Here's where things stand at this hour. Haiti is now preparing for new leadership after Prime Minister Ariel Henry announced his resignation yesterday. Today is the deadline for names to be submitted for the transition team that will select the country's new leader. Meantime, Governor Ron DeSantis announcing today he is increasing security here at home in an effort to stem a potential migrant influx of Haitians attempting to flee their homeland.
CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois has been following the story daily for us. She joins us live from Florida City with more on the forces being sent from South Florida to Haiti. Tanya?
Elliot, this is the road that leads to the Keys. It's the road law enforcement officers will take under Governor DeSantis' orders. Today, the governor announced he is sending hundreds of officers to stop a potential Haitian migration to Florida. Southcom, based right here in South Florida, issued a statement this morning saying more Marines are on the ground in Haiti to protect the U.S. Embassy and begin preparations for the Kenyan troops expected to restore law and order. Today is the...
For those of you who don't know, that gentleman that we just saw, shooting that off, his gun off into the air, that is the man who has allegedly taken over Haiti, and his nickname is Barbecue. There's a lot of rumors circulating around that he's the leader of a cannibal gang that apparently eats people in Haiti, but I haven't seen any actual credible news outlets that have substantiated that claim. I'm talking about from mainstream news, mainstream media news here in the U.S. I haven't seen that. Independent news outlets, I haven't seen that. Even on international level, from Russia Today and Al Jazeera, I just haven't seen anything that substantiates that claim. That seems to be something that's circulating mainly throughout social media. But, outside of that, people are really torn right now with this gentleman by the name of Barbecue, who I can't get over that nickname because, once again, if I didn't say it already, you got to be a bad man for your name to be Barbecue, right? And I believe his nickname being Barbecue is what led many people to believe that he's the leader of some cannibal gang, because, why else would your nickname be Barbecue, right? But people are torn right now about him. Some people are saying that Barbecue is just another tyrant. Others are calling him a freedom fighter. All that is yet to be seen, but as time moves on, I guess we'll find out for sure, right? But I just wanted to give you a little bit of information, on this gentleman right here that you see, once again, letting off a few shots in the air. Revolutionary or tyrant? You all let me know what you think in the comment section below concerning Barbecue, for those of you who are familiar with this situation in Haiti.
For the Kenyan troops expected to restore law and order. Today is the deadline for names to be submitted for the transition team after the Prime Minister Ariel Henry promised to resign. Tuesday, the Coast Guard intercepted a boat off the coast of the Bahamas filled with 65 Haitians. They were all sent back. Concerns an influx of migrants from Haiti could reach the state of Florida are growing. Today, Governor DeSantis' office announced almost 400 troops will be moving to protect Florida's border. Here's the breakdown. 39 officers will come from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, or FDLE. 23 officers and 8 Seacraft will come from the Florida Fish and Wildlife. Florida National Guard sending 48 guardsmen with 4 helicopters, and 30 troopers will come from FHP. This week, Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava wrote a letter to President Biden asking for the federal government to step in.
I think we all know Biden isn't going to step in. She's in a line of many mayors that have been sending out letters and trying to set up meetings with Biden to help them with the migrant crisis. Now, this situation is a little bit different, because you're not talking about the migrant crisis as it currently stands. We're talking about an actual situation in Haiti where the country's in complete turmoil, to which there's a possibility of potential mass exodus headed to Florida. So it's slightly separate to a degree. But at the same time, when it comes to anything concerning immigration, Biden is just a lame duck. He's a lame duck. Let's get into what they're going to say right now in here.
And we've called upon.
Let me rewind this back just a little bit since I interrupted. I want to hear that one more time from the top.
Cava wrote a letter to President Biden asking for the federal government to step in.
And we've called upon President Biden and his administration to immediately convene an in-person, multi-agency community gathering to meet with members of the Haitian American community and with our local authorities to brief us what is going on and what we are doing.
Unfortunately for the mayor of Miami, that just isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen. Biden isn't going to assist Florida at all. And that's if the mass influx of Haitian migrants to the border or to the shores even happens. That's yet to be seen. They have captured, you can say, for lack of better words, that one boat that had about 65 Haitians on it and sent the boat back. But it's yet to be seen whether or not there's going to be a mass influx of just boats on top of boats on top of boats headed to Florida. But nonetheless, with the election right around the corner, Biden is definitely not going to help DeSantis with this. And the reason that that's not going to happen, and you can speculate in numerous reasons for why, but for me, this is a good thing if you're Biden. And it's a good thing if you're part of the Democrat Party, because Joe Biden has a very bad reputation with Haitians. And a bad reputation with the Black community concerning his treatment of Haitians and how he has made it a point to swiftly and quickly deport Haitians at mass in a large scale, so much so that even the United Nations had to step in. For those of you who didn't know, the United Nations had to step in and tap Biden on the shoulder and said, hey, like, this is kind of crazy. Why are you deporting Haitians at such a mass scale, in comparison to everybody else? And even Senator Chuck Schumer had to tap Biden on the shoulder and said, hey, man, the way you're deporting Haitians compared to everybody else, it's not a good look for us. You have to knock it off. You have to stop it. So with that being said, the way in which news comes and goes and, we forget things and it's on to the next. The original situation of Haitians at the border, and we all remember that picture, right? I believe it was from 2021, maybe 2022, when there were some, 10,000 Haitians at the border, some massive number, and Border Patrol shooed them away. We all remember that now iconic photo, you can say, of a Border Patrol on horseback with what seemed to be like he was holding a whip in the air, chasing a Haitian down. That blowback fell on Biden heavy. And what they would love to happen right now with Florida is for there to be a mass Haitian migration to the Florida shores, for DeSantis and his army, you can say, for lack of better words, at the coast, but for DeSantis and his people to essentially have the same type of situation where they're battling the Haitians at the coast, they're battling the Haitians at sea, right? And it looks like complete and utter chaos, to which the Democrats can point at DeSantis and say, look at how horrible and evil of a man that he is. That would actually be a perfect situation for Biden, for him to then point the finger back at Republicans and Democrats and keep the eyes away from him and his past history, which is a very recent history, with Haitian migrants that he shooed away and deported very quickly. Like I said, so much so that even members in his own party, Senator Chuck Schumer, said, hey, man, you need to stop. You got to chill, Biden, because this looks bad for us. You know, where the Democrat Party was supposed to be the umbrella party, the all-inclusive party, but you're over here deporting Haitians like crazy. When Chuck Schumer has to tap you on the shoulder and the United Nations have to tap you on the shoulder, really says a lot about Biden and what he thinks about Haitians, right? So like I said, once again, in closing, they would love nothing more than for that same type of situation to pan out, but on the coast of Florida, and with Ron DeSantis being at the helm of that, so that the Democrats can then flip it and say, look at how evil the Republicans are, look at how evil conservatives are, and if you let Trump back in office, this is going to happen, but even 10 times worse. So that's what I expect to happen. What I expect is for Biden to completely ignore this situation and leave DeSantis to handle it on his own, I should say. And that does it for this news segment. We'll see how this plays out moving forward. I'm going to keep an eye on this to see if Haitians do eventually crash the shores, and if there is a battle at sea. You know, we'll see moving forward. But with that, I want to thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media outlets, and also make sure to follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below, and it will be pinned in the comment section below as well. And until the next video, peace. Have a great afternoon.